Hey, coin hunters. Imagine finding a penny that could change your life forever. You check your spare change, and boom. You're holding a tiny copper jackpot worth $5 million. Sounds like a dream, right? Well, today, we're talking about the ultra-rare 1982 no-mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny that's making collectors go crazy. So, grab your piggy banks, check under your couch cushions, and let's dive in. Now, let's get into the details. In 1982, the US Mint was switching from copper pennies to zinc ones. It was a chaotic time in the coin world, machines clanking, mint workers double-checking, and somehow, in all that madness, a few pennies slipped through without a mint mark. This little mistake. Well, it made some lucky people very rich. So, how do you know if you've got the magic penny? First, grab a magnifying glass, or, if you're like me, just squint real hard. Look at the date. If it says 1982 and there's no tiny letter under the year, you might be holding a gold mine. But wait, there's more. There are multiple versions of the 1982 penny. Some are copper, some are zinc, and only a few are the rare no-mint mark ones. The best way to check. Weigh it. A copper penny weighs 3.11 grams, while a zinc one is just 2.5 grams. If yours is copper and missing the mint mark. Jackpot, let me tell you a quick story. My buddy once called me in a panic. He'd found a 1982 penny and was convinced he was retiring early. We checked it under a magnifier, weighed it, and, nope, just a regular one. I swear, I've never seen a man go from millionaire to disappointed in 5 seconds flat. But here's the thing, these rare coins do exist, and people have found them. The latest sale. A jaw-dropping $5 million at auction. Now, I know what you're thinking. Where do I even sell one of these? Easy. If you think you've got the real deal, don't just throw it on eBay for a couple of bucks. Take it to a professional coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. They'll verify it and give you an official grade. Once that's done, you can auction it off at major coin shows or even sell it to a high-end collector who's willing to pay big bucks. So, here's your homework, go check your pennies. Seriously, take 5 minutes and go through that jar of change in your kitchen. You never know what treasure is sitting right under your nose. And if you do find one, well, you can thank me later from your private island. Before you go, don't forget to subscribe for more coin hunting tips and strategies to turn your spare change into serious cash. Hit that like button, drop a comment if you think you've got a rare coin, and I'll see you in the next one. Alright, imagine this, you're digging through your old piggy bank, looking for gas money, and boom, you find a penny. Just a regular penny, right? Wrong. Because if that penny happens to be a 1971 Lincoln penny with a special mint mark, you might just be holding on to a $4.5 million treasure. That's right, millions. For a penny. Now, before you start flipping over every coin in your house, let me break down exactly why this penny is so valuable and how you can tell if you have one sitting in your change jar. So, let's start with the basics. The 1971 Lincoln penny was minted in San Francisco. Now, most of these are worth just a couple of cents, but there's one special variety that makes collectors go absolutely crazy. And that, my friend, is the 1971 double die obverse penny. What the heck is a double die, you ask? Well, it's basically a mistake, like when you accidentally send the same text twice because your phone lagged. Except in this case, the US Mint did it, and instead of embarrassing themselves, they created a coin worth millions. The doubling is most noticeable in the words "Liberty" and "In God We Trust," as well as Lincoln's profile. If you look closely, you'll see a shadow-like effect, kind of like looking at your reflection in a funhouse mirror. That doubling is what makes this penny worth life-changing money. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. The last known sale of a high-grade 1971 double die penny sold for $4.5 million at auction. That's right, someone willingly dropped millions on a coin you could easily mistake for pocket change. Why? Because coin collectors love rare mistakes, and the better the condition, the higher the price. But before you get too excited, let's talk about how you can check if you have one. First, grab a magnifying glass or use your phone's camera to zoom in on your 1971 penny. Look at the lettering, especially Liberty and In God We Trust. If you see a clear, doubled effect, congratulations, you just might be sitting on a fortune. Of course, condition matters too. If your penny looks like it survived a zombie apocalypse, it might not fetch top dollar. Collectors want shiny, high-grade coins, so if yours looks like it just came fresh from the bank, that's a good sign. Now, you're probably wondering, where do I sell this thing if I find one? Great question. If you think you have the real deal, get it authenticated by PCGS or NGC, the top coin grading services. They'll verify if your penny is legit and give it an official grade. Once you have that, you can list it at an auction house, a rare coin dealer, or even online marketplaces like eBay. Funny enough, I actually had a friend who swore he had one of these. He sent me a picture all excited, and I told him, dude, that's a regular 1971 penny. He was crushed. He was already planning his new life as a millionaire, talking about buying a yacht, quitting his job, you know, the whole dream. Moral of the story: always double-check before you quit your job. There you have it. The 1971 double-die Lincoln penny, proof that sometimes mistakes are worth millions. If you have any old pennies lying around, it might be worth taking a closer look. Who knows? You might just be holding on to the next big discovery. If you found this video helpful, or at least entertaining, do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss another video about coins that could make you rich. And hey, if you find one of these pennies, don't forget to come back and tell me. I want to hear your millionaire story. Thanks for watching, and happy hunting. You're digging through your couch cushions looking for some spare change, and boom, you find a penny. But not just any penny. This little copper beauty could be worth a mind-blowing $4.2 million. Yeah, you heard that right. A single 1981 Lincoln penny, with no mint mark, just chilling in someone's collection, recently made headlines with that insane price tag. And today, we're gonna dive deep into why this tiny coin is causing such a big commotion. Now, before you run to your coin jar and start flipping pennies like a mad scientist, let's break this down. First off, what's so special about the 1981 no mint mark Lincoln penny? Well, normally, pennies minted in Philadelphia didn't have a mint mark, so that part isn't weird. What makes this particular coin stand out is a rare, one-in-a-million error that collectors absolutely go crazy for. Back in 1981, the US Mint was cranking out these pennies by the billions. But somewhere along the way, something magical, or should I say, profitable, happened. A small batch of these pennies ended up being struck on the wrong planchet. Now, in plain English, that means they were accidentally made using a different kind of metal, giving them an unusual weight, sound, and even color. This mistake went completely unnoticed for years, until a few sharp-eyed collectors realized that some 1981 pennies looked and felt different. That's when the hunt began, and collectors went wild trying to track them down. Fast forward to today, and one of these bad boys just sold for an eye-watering $4.2 million at auction. Imagine explaining that to your accountant. Now, here's the fun part. You could have one of these valuable pennies sitting in your house right now. How do you check? Easy. First, grab a scale. A regular 1981 penny should weigh about 3.11 grams. If yours is significantly lighter or heavier, you might be onto something. Next, try the ping test. Drop it on a hard surface and listen to the sound. If it rings differently than a normal penny, you may have struck gold, well, copper, but you get the idea. Let me tell you a quick story. A buddy of mine, let's call him Mike, used to joke about my obsession with checking pennies. One day, just to humor me, he dumped his whole jar of coins on the table and we started sorting through them. Guess what? He found a 1981 penny that looked off. After some research, a few expert opinions, and a lot of excitement, he sold that little penny for nearly $5,000. It wasn't the $1 million coin, but it still paid for a nice vacation. And now, Mike never laughs at my coin obsession again, so, what's the moral of the story? Check your change. That one penny you overlook could be worth enough to buy a house, a car, or even retire early. And if you want more tips on valuable coins, rare finds, and how to turn pocket change into serious cash, make sure to hit that subscribe button. You never know, your next coin search might just make you a millionaire. Happy hunting, and I'll see you in the next one. BAM, you find a 1985 Lincoln penny. Nothing special, right? Just another penny. But what if I told you that one specific 1985 no-mint mark penny is worth a jaw-dropping $4 million? Yeah, you heard that right. $4 million. For a single penny. Now, before you flip over your couch cushions and start raiding your grandma's coin collection, let's break this down. What makes this penny so insanely valuable? How can you tell if you have one? And most importantly, what should you do if you find one? Stick with me, because we're about to dive deep into the world of rare coins, and trust me, you don't want to miss this. So, let's start with the basics. The 1985 Lincoln penny was minted in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Normally, pennies from Philly don't have a mint mark, so at first glance, a no-mint mark penny from 1985 might not seem rare. But here's where things get interesting. The $4 million penny isn't just any ordinary no-mint mark coin. It's an error coin, and it has a couple of unique features that make collectors go absolutely wild for it. First, it was struck on a planchet that was never meant for a penny. It's slightly lighter, has a different metal composition, and when you drop it, it has a unique ring to it. Yep, this penny literally sounds different. Second, the strike is incredibly sharp, meaning the details on Lincoln's face and the lettering are crisp, almost too crisp for a regular penny. Now, let me tell you a quick story. A buddy of mine, let's call him Dave, once told me he had a weird-looking 1985 penny. He thought nothing of it and, I kid you not, used it to pay for a vending machine snack. A week later, he saw a news article about a rare 1985 penny selling for millions. You can imagine the look on his face when he realized he had just bought a bag of chips with a life-changing coin. Moral of the story? Always check your change before you spend it. So, how can you check if you have this golden, well, copper, ticket? Grab a magnifying glass and look closely at the details. If the lettering and Lincoln's features are extra sharp, and the coin seems lighter than a normal penny, you might be onto something. The best way to know for sure is to weigh it. A regular 1985 penny should weigh about 2.5 grams. If yours is significantly off, you need to get it checked by a professional coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. Now, let's talk money. The most recent auction price for one of these bad boys? A whopping $4 million. That's not pocket change, that's life-changing wealth. And it's not just this coin. There are tons of rare pennies out there worth thousands, even millions. People are literally sitting on small fortunes without even knowing it. So, what should you do next? First, check your pockets, piggy banks, and old coin jars. If you find an unusual-looking 1985 penny, weigh it and inspect the details. Second, if you think you've got something special, get it professionally graded. And finally, if you love learning about valuable coins and how to turn pocket change into big bucks, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you don't want to miss out on more tips and tricks for spotting rare coins. Now, tell me, have you ever found an unusual coin in your change? Drop a comment below and let's talk about it. Who knows, maybe you're sitting on a fortune and don't even know it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Maybe hoping to find enough for a cup of coffee. And then, boom! You pull out a penny. Just a regular penny. Or so you think. But what if I told you that this little copper coin could be worth a jaw-dropping $2 million? Yeah, you heard that right, $2 million for a single penny. Today, we're talking about the 2013 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny. Yep, that little guy you've probably tossed into a tip jar without thinking twice. But hold on, before you go cashing in your entire penny jar, let's break down what makes this particular penny so special and why it's causing such a buzz in the coin-collecting world. Alright, first things first, what exactly is the 2013 no-mint mark Lincoln penny? It's your standard 1-cent piece, featuring Honest Abe on the front and the Union Shield on the back. But here's where things get interesting. Most 2013 pennies were minted in either Philadelphia, no mint mark, Denver, D, or San Francisco, S. The Philadelphia ones usually don't have a mint mark, which is normal. But, and it's a big but, there's a very specific error that has turned some of these pennies into a literal goldmine. Now, let me take you back to a little story. A buddy of mine, let's call him Jim, was always into collecting coins. Not because he was some numismatic expert, but because his grandma once told him, you never know what's hiding in your pocket. So, one day, Jim's at a gas station, and the cashier hands him a handful of change. He looks down, sees a shiny 2013 penny, and tosses it into his pocket like we all would. Later that night, out of pure boredom, he starts checking his change. And bam, he spots something odd. The coin looked slightly off. The color, the texture, it just felt different. Long story short, he took it to a professional coin grader, and guess what? It was the error penny, the one worth $2 million. Jim went from scrounging for gas money to planning his dream vacation overnight. So what makes these 2013 pennies worth so much? There's a rare minting error that happened when some coins were struck using the wrong metal composition or had a double die issue, which makes the lettering look slightly doubled. These small imperfections are like winning the lottery in the coin world. Collectors go crazy for them, and the rarer they are, the higher the value climbs. And guess what? There are still some of these floating around in everyday circulation. Yep, you might have one sitting in your car's cup holder right now. Now, if you're thinking, okay, how do I check if I have one of these $1 million babies? Here's what to do. Look at the year. It must be 2013. Check for a mint mark. If there's none, you might be onto something. Examine the coin carefully. If the lettering looks doubled or the color seems off, you may have a rare error coin. Get it checked by a professional coin appraiser or send it in for grading. Don't just assume it's a regular penny, and before you start flipping over every penny you see, let's talk about condition. The highest valued 2013 error pennies are usually in pristine, uncirculated condition. That means if your penny has been chilling in your junk drawer, scratched up next to some paper clips, it might not hit the full $2 million. But hey, even a worn-out error coin can still be worth thousands. Now, let's be real, most of us won't find a $2 million penny. But that doesn't mean searching isn't worth it. The next time you get change at the store, don't just shove it into your pocket without looking. That extra second could mean the difference between having a regular old cent and retiring early. So, are you ready to start checking your change like a treasure hunter? If you found this video helpful, or at least entertaining, hit that subscribe button. I've got plenty more coin hunting tips coming your way, and you won't want to miss out on the next big discovery. Who knows? The next rare penny could be sitting in your pocket right now. Don't let it slip away. Thanks for watching, and happy hunting. We're talking about a tiny little penny that could make you a millionaire. Yes, you heard that right. 1 cent, worth $1 million. And no, I haven't lost my mind, at least not yet. We're diving deep into the 2017 Abraham Lincoln penny and why collectors are going absolutely bonkers over it. So, if you've got some spare change lying around, you might want to check your pockets, your couch cushions, or even that weird junk drawer we all have in our kitchen. Who knows? You might be sitting on a fortune and not even know it. Stay tuned, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for. Let's get into it. Okay, so let's start with the basics. The 2017 D Lincoln penny was minted in Denver, hence the little D mint mark below the date. Now, you might be thinking, what's so special about a 2017 penny? I have a ton of those. Well, my friend, not all pennies are created equal. There's a rare error variety of this coin that has sent collectors into a frenzy. It's called a double die error, and if you look closely, you'll see doubling in the letters or even in Lincoln's profile. This is where things get exciting because collectors will pay huge money for well-preserved error coins like this. Now, let me tell you a quick story. A while back, I was helping my uncle clean out his old desk drawer, you know, the one where he keeps random batteries, expired coupons, and for some reason, a single AA battery that doesn't match any device in the house. While sorting through the mess, I found a few pennies. Just for fun, I grabbed a magnifying glass and checked them out. And guess what? One of them had a tiny but clear doubling on the lettering. I thought, no way. This has to be one of those clickbait myths. But after getting it checked by a professional, it turned out to be worth a few $1,000s. I couldn't believe it, but hold on, we're talking about the holy grail of 2017 D pennies, the one valued at a jaw-dropping $1 million. So, what makes this particular penny worth that much? Well, aside from the rare doubling error, condition plays a huge role. If your coin is in pristine, mint state condition, meaning it looks like it just came fresh out of the US Mint, you could be holding a fortune in your hands. Collectors and auction houses are willing to pay insane amounts for the best of the best. 1 verified 2017 D penny with the right error and near perfect condition recently sold at auction for close to $1 million. That's right, someone turned 1 cent into $1 million. Now, that's what I call a solid return on investment. So, how can you cash in on this? First, start checking your pennies. Look closely for doubling errors, especially around the letters, "In God We Trust" and "Liberty." Second, check the coin's condition. If it looks untouched and has that fresh, shiny glow, you might be onto something big. And finally, if you think you found a rare one, get it professionally graded. Services like PCGS or NGC can verify its value and help you sell it for top dollar. Alright, folks, that's a wrap on today's mind-blowing coin discovery. Who would have thought that a little penny from 2017 could be worth more than a house? So, here's your challenge, go check your coins right now. Look through your jars, purses, and yes, even that mysterious pile of change in your car's cup holder. And hey, if you find something rare, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your stories. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about turning pocket change into serious cash, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell. I've got plenty more coin hunting secrets coming your way. Until next time, happy hunting, and may your pennies be worth a fortune.